Hi guys, my name is Isra. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the energy update for the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. This will be happening March 14, and I will be doing two different energy updates for the month of March because it's going to be eclipse season. The way I receive channeled messages is that I tune in before recording this video. I also drink cacao, ceremonial grade cacao, in order to connect to my inner channel, to connect more deeply to my inner wisdom. So the messages that were coming through, first of all, was setting boundaries, having clear understanding of not over giving to another person, and to come from a place where you pour into yourself and then pour onto others. As empaths, if you do connect to that title, we overgive to others and we forget ourselves. And to love and to take care of ourselves feels like a foreign thing almost. And so it's very important, and it's not selfish, and this is the rewriting or the reprogramming of what needs to take place, is the fact that when you feel yourself, when you give to yourself, you are then able to give more to others. And you are coming from a full cup instead of an empty cup, because that will be felt by other people. And it's also a place of valuing yourself, respecting yourself, because when you don't value yourself, that is also felt by other people, and they don't give you as much value, and they do not give to you as much as well. Virgo energy is the energy of innocence, being of service, and intelligence as well, and valuing what you know and sharing that with the world. Virgo energy is known for perfectionism and how that can actually be self-sabotaging, and the importance of letting go of the perfectionistic tendencies and letting yourself shine. So it's letting go of the inner limitations that you may or may not be experiencing upon yourself, and how this misunderstanding of yourself, your how you are perceiving yourself, may be holding you back from actually sharing with the world. And when I was tuning in, I could feel a lot of like, I need to take care of my heart, I need to take care of me, and to not overgive to another person. Again, it's depending on where you're at in the spectrum of overgiving or not giving enough. And to be in the energy of receiving and opening up your arms to receiving and surrendering and trusting in what is to come. And in the energy update for the month of February, I had a lot of focus on water. And water is connected to the sacral chakra, emotions, your inner lens, the lens of how you see the world. And if it's tainted or murky because of past experiences, and forgiving the past, forgiveness, softening the heart, and coming back to your center. Because if you are disconnected from your heart, and because of the past pain and the past grudges, then it's important to soften the heart and forgive. There is this Hawaiian prayer called Hoponopono, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And repeating that over and over again. I actually have recorded a meditation of this. I will place it in the description box below if you're interested in listening to it. And this is essential in order for you to come back to your frequency of your heart. When you come back into the frequency of your heart, you're reconnecting back to your intuition. Your intuition is your inner compass. It shows you the way, even if it's not clear in front of you. We are more of a mind-led society, and because of that, we're not able to clearly see, because we're always perceiving things from like what you can see in front of you. But your heart, your intuition can see from a higher place. It is connected to from a higher place, and because of that, you're able to then receive information that might not make sense in the moment, but is actually for your highest good. Distinguishing now from ego voice or intuitive voice is also a skill. The way I do it is this voice coming from a place of love or from a place of fear or lack? So if it's coming from a place of fear and lack, then I know it is not the voice of the intuition. And when it comes from a place of love, then I know it is the voice of the intuition. Another thing about water is that it's a conduit. It transmits energy, it transmits frequency, and because of that, it's actually a really powerful tool that you can use. And you can, using your voice, especially when you connect it to your emotions, and saying saying words upon the water, blessing the water, it can change you. It can change your frequency of your whole body. So, for example, saying I love you, and like really coming from the space of your heart, saying I am beautiful, or saying I welcome greater abundance into my life. And there's just like this openness in the frequency and energy when I say this. And then saying this upon water, the words, the frequency is a more uplifted or awakened energy, if that makes sense. And then drinking the water. Over time, this will change you. Personally, I was doing this for more than, I would say, 7 months, where I would say upon the water that my body is healed. I was going through some imbalances within my body, and I was saying thank you to my liver, thank you to my kidneys, to my stomach, to my lungs, and so on. And I would drink this first thing in the morning, and like really being present while saying this. Your presence is very important when you are saying these words, because it gives it more of a charge, more of an energy. So water is a really powerful tool that you can use not only in healing your body and receiving more in your life, but also it can open up your intuition more deeply. The second message is to know your worth, to know your value, and to share that with the world, and to not let your thoughts to get in the way of you sharing your truth with the world. The thought will say, I don't have enough information. Who am I to share this? Imposter syndrome. And it needs to be in this way, or I won't share it. This is perfectionism, and it is not welcome. It is not going to be conducive of you sharing and growing. You learn by doing the thing and then sharing with the world, and that way you then improve from that place. I have actually quite a bit of Virgo energy, and I understand this. I held myself back from sharing on YouTube for some time. I held myself back from sharing a lot of different things. Now I've put away those thoughts. I've been doing a lot of inner work, inner child work, inner shadow work, and now I feel more balanced within myself, and it feels so liberating. It is that inner freedom, the sovereignty that you are striving for and coming back into. And so I invite you to start sharing yourself, to start being in your truth. Another message is, it doesn't matter how people perceive you. What matters is how you perceive yourself. Claiming your power, coming back into that place. How do I see myself? Am I judging myself? Am I letting the inner critic to get the best of me? And where does that inner critic come from? Growing up, it might have been our parents, it might have been the teacher, it might have been the friends, it might have been whomever. And just becoming aware of those thoughts and saying, I claim my power now, and I put those voices aside. It's really connected to the previous point. And just saying, I am powerful, I am beautiful, and doing the inner work, looking in the mirror and saying, I am so valuable, I am so sexy, I am so worthy of receiving so much abundance in my life. And I am worthy of receiving someone who values me, sees me, listens to me, and respects me. And as you also would do the same for the other person, it's important to also look at yourself, and if you are doing that for the other person as well. I took out some messages from two different decks. The first one is the Starseed Oracle card deck. And the first message is deep cellular healing, the Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So there's going to be upgrades around your DNA. There's going to be upgrades around your emotional and physical self. So that's the inner child work. And just taking care of your heart is going to be very important at this time, because you are going through so many shifts and changes. It's important to pour more into yourself than ever before. Self-care practice is not a luxury, it's a must. It is something that you must incorporate into your life, whether it be through movement or walking in nature or just going on a walk outside, eating nourishing foods, and having supportive people around you, and to express what is going on within you from a balanced place. The second card is called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. And this is saying it's time for you to share your truth with the world and to not be afraid to share that with the world. I didn't show you the first card, so I'll show you right here. This is the first card. And the third card is I Remember, the Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destined life. So she is looking down at water and realizing water is the reflection of her. Her inner water is a reflection of what she is seeing through her eyes. And that's why I mentioned the practice to heal the inner waters is very important. We are made up of 75 to 85% water. That number is always fluctuating from the sources that I hear, but it's so important. This is your sacral chakra, your emotions, your sensuality, your sexuality, your sense of receiving, and it's also connected to your intuition. Having a clear understanding and vision of your intuition is also connected to the sacral chakra, nourishing the body, your sense of worthiness of receiving that nourishment, depending on your connection or, yes, the relationship to your mother. And this is something that I also have had to do quite a bit of healing around water as well. And the second card deck that I took from is the Priestess of Light. And the first card that I took out was Duality. And this is to do with the masculine and the feminine, balancing both, balancing the time to work, balancing the time to nourish and to slow down. So that message keeps on coming through, just needing to pour into yourself and to nourish yourself, and how that really will shift your life and how that will make things more effortless for you. So many meanings and misunderstandings, again, how people perceive you, you can't control that. And realizing also how you are being perceived and if your actions are reflecting you and the core of who you are. And if not, how can you be more authentic in your expression? The second card is Circle of Eternal Joy. And this is about also connecting back to your inner joy and sharing what lights you up instead of what depletes you. The Dance of Life, Timelessness. Now, this card I'm going to be reading from the booklet, so that way we have a clear message. So, the Circle of Eternal Joy, the dove, a spirit, brings a blissful feeling of anticipation to the priestess of the dance. The dove is a symbol of eternal spirit, a divine consciousness that moves freely through time and space. Your soul is of the same spiritual nature and your energy spirals through time. This card brings profoundly encouraging guidance. Your life is eternal and you are always connected to the bliss of your spiritual perspective. No matter what you may be going through, know that you can still find happiness, purpose, and understanding in the dance that is your current life. There may be literal message as well as suggestion to dance more, perhaps to take dance classes, and to find joy in movement and music. There might also be a party coming up, maybe even a wedding for you or someone you know. Remember to find your bliss in the little moments. Let yourself dance, laugh, sing, and enjoy. I live in a vortex of joyous energy. I listen to the beautiful music of my life and dance to my soul's sweet songs. Dance as a form of medicine. Dance and movement as a form of filling up your own cup is also the message that's coming through from this one. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions or videos that you'd like to see from me, please feel free to comment below. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Much love.